In this video, we're going to look at ratios, and we're going to look at questions where we're given two ratios that are related to each other. So here's a typical exam question. It says a bag contains red, yellow and green beads, and the ratio of red beads to yellow beads is 2:5, and the ratio of yellow beads to green beads is 3:4. So as you can see, we're given two separate ratios, but both of them include yellow beads, so they're going to be related to each other. So A, find the ratio of red to yellow to green beads. B, work out the smallest possible number of beads in the bag. And C, work out the percentage of beads that are red. Okay, so part A, find the ratio of red to yellow to green beads. So when I get a question like this, the first thing I want to do is I like to write out both ratios separately. So we've got red to yellow beads, and they are in the ratio 2:5, and we have yellow to green beads, and they are in the ratio 3:4. So here we can see we've got two ratios and they both have yellow. So let's focus on yellow here, okay? So for every 2 red, there's 5 yellow beads. And for every 3 yellow beads, there's 4 green beads. Now what would be really great is if we had the same number of yellow beads. For instance, if we knew for every 4 red there was 10 yellow, and for every 10 yellow there's so many greens, you'd be able to write one ratio. That's what we're going to do. We're going to make this number, the yellow part of the ratio, we're going to make that number the same for both of the ratios, and then we'll be able to write one or form one ratio connecting red to yellow to green beads. So we've got 5 here, we've got 3 here. So what we're going to do is we're going to find the lowest common multiple of those numbers. Well, the lowest common multiple of 3 and 5 is 15. So we're going to want to find two ratios with 15 representing the number of yellow beads. So for this ratio, we're going to times both of the numbers by 3. That would give us 6 to 15. And for this ratio, we're going to times both of the numbers by 5. And if we times both of them by 5, that would give us 15 to 20. So as you can see here, for every 15 yellow beads, there's 6 red beads, and for every 15 yellow beads, there's 20 green beads. So that means that there's going to be 15 yellow beads, 6 red beads, and 20 green beads, or a multiple of that. So that means that the ratio will be red to yellow to green will be 6 to 15 to 20. And that's it. So if you're given two different ratios which connect, they have one thing in common, focus on that thing that they've got in common and get the lowest common multiple of those numbers in the ratios, and then you can create one ratio connecting them. Okay, part B. So we know red to yellow to green is 6 to 15 to 20. Part B, work out the smallest possible number of beads in the bag. Well, that's going to be quite straightforward. That's just going to be what we get when we add the 6 to 15 and the 20 together. So 6 plus 15 plus 20 would be equal to 41 beads. And the reason why that is, well, it means for every 6 red, there's 15 yellow and 20 green. That ratio cannot be simplified. I should have said that earlier, that we can't cancel this down. So that's the ratio in its simplest form. So that means that we could either have 6, 15, 20 in the bag. We could have had 12, 30, 40, we could have 18, 45, 60 and so on. But in terms of the smallest possible number of beads, well, that's just going to be the 6, 15 and 20, and if we just add them up, that gives us the smallest possible number of beads in the bag. Okay, part C. So we had 6 to 15 to 20 for the red, yellow and green. And it says what percentage of the beads are red. So first of all, let's focus on what fraction of the beads are red. So there was 41 and 6 of them were red. Okay, so that means 6 41s of the bag are red. So if we just do 6 divided by 41 on our calculator and times that by 100, we will get the percentage of beads that are red. So 6 divided by 41 times by 100 gives us that 14.63% of the beads in the bag are red. Okay, let's have a look at our another exam question now. So here we've got a different question. It says a farmer keeps sheep, cows and chickens, and it says the ratio of sheep to cows is 4:3. So for every 4 sheep there's 3 cows, and the ratio of chickens to sheep is 10:3. So in other words, for every 10 chickens there's 3 sheep. And the farmer says that over 60% of his animals are chickens. Is he correct? So what we're going to do is we're going to write out the two ratios separately again. So sheep to cows, and that's 4:3. And we have got chickens to sheep, and then the ratio 10 to 3. Okay, so we've got the two ratios, and both of them have got sheep in common. Okay, sheep to cows and cows to sheep. So we're going to focus on these numbers, the 4 and the 3. And we want to find the lowest common multiple of those. So the lowest common multiples of 4 and 3 is going to be 12. So let's make them both have 12 for sheep in the ratio. So we're going to times both of these by 3, because 4 times 3 is 12. So that will give us the ratio 12 to 9. And this one, we want to get 12 for the number of sheep, as 12 for the sheep number in the ratio. So we're going to times both of these by 4. And that will give us 40 to 12. And now we can see that we've got two ratios with 12 sheep. So in other words, for 12 sheep, there's 9 cows. And for 12 sheep, there's 40 chickens. So we can put that all together as one ratio with sheep, cows, and chickens. So for every 12 sheep, there are 9 cows and there are 40 chickens. And if you look at this ratio, 12, 9 and 40, that can't be simplified down, so that's in its simplest terms. So it says that the farmer says that 60% of his animals are chickens. So if we look at what fraction of the animals are chickens, that's going to be 40 out of 2161, so 40/61 of the animals are chickens. So if we do 40 divided by 61 on the calculator and times by 100, we'll get our percentage. So 40 divided by 61 times by 100, and that gives us that there are 65.6% of the animals that are chickens. So the farmer is correct. There are over 60% of his animals that are chickens. So always make sure that you write yes or you do agree with him. Okay, and that's it. So whenever you're doing ratio questions where you have got two related ratios, what you do is you focus on the thing that's in common in both of the ratios and get the lowest common multiple of those, and then form one ratio connecting them if possible. And that's it.